now do green festivals in 6 cities. Over the years of Green Festival, we've had over 1 million people come to a green festival. And every time we start a green festival, we work together with our local host committee and all of the volunteers and the amazing staff of Green Festival, which, by the way, is tiny. We do this on a shoestring. That we all get together and we set the intent that every single person who comes here learns at least one new thing and gets inspired to take their next steps on their journey to sustainability, whether they're just starting. And about 50% of the people here reply that this is the first time they've kind of tipped their toe into going green, or whether they've been doing it for decades and they want to learn the next thing. So as you see me running around this weekend, please let us know how we're doing, whether or not you learned that one new thing and got a little piece of inspiration for your journey. As you know, Green Festival, it's a whole ecosystem. It takes a whole village to put this together. It starts with our local team. June Brachers and Brian Ting are our local team. They just do amazing. When you see them running around, give them a big hug and thank them for all they do. We have a local host committee that helps us identify the best local speakers. We have a team that works with the exhibitors to get you exhibitors that have been screened and certified that they're green. We need a green economy. We need to transition from this conventional destructive economy to a green economy. These are the folks that are doing it. We've screened and certified so you can purchase from them knowing that they share that same vision for you. We then get the very best speakers from around the country to come talk here. They too are all volunteers. They come on their own time and their own dime because they know this is the most influential audience. You are the connectors that then go out and tell other people. So please take their messages and do all you can in your communities to get people joining up with the transition to a sustainable world in the ways that make best sense for them. The panel you're about to hear from is a real treat. It was the single best panel that I have ever seen at Green Festival. They were in Los Angeles, and it was the single best panel I have ever seen. So you're up for a real treat today. So I wanted to tell you two other pieces of the Green Festival ecosystem. One is our amazing volunteers. We'll have over 1,000 volunteers over the course of the weekend. They help us set up, they help us take down, they help us make sure that this is a green event. San Francisco last year, what, Kevin, was it 97%? Of everything that came into this either went back out to another use, recycled, reused, composted, thanks to our volunteers and all of you paying very close attention to where everything went. And thanks, of course, to the San Francisco Department of Environment that makes so many different things that's possible to recycle here in the city. I mean, the city does an amazing job. I also want to let you know that with your price of admission, you can become a member of Green America. Our booth is up about, half the hall up this way. All you have to do is sign up to activate that. And you can use your price of admission to get a 10% off at the beautiful Global Exchange Fair Trade store. So be sure to take advantage of that. And finally, I want to give a shout out to the larger companies who put a little extra money into the till to help us keep the prices low for the public so everyone can come and learn, and low for the small local exhibitors. So I want to give a shout out to Earth Balance. I want to give a shout out to Cliff Bar. I want to give a shout out to Credo Mobile, all of whom have been longtime Green Festival partners to help us put on the show. And I want to introduce you to a new category we have of corporate innovators, of the major corporations in our country who are taking the next steps to be green, to be sustainable, to find a way for all of their customers to take their next steps on their journey. So Ford Motor Company has cars in every category that no matter whether you're traipsing around a soccer team or whether there's just you, there is a way to drive more sustainably. And to Safeway Organics, who are really looking at how do they get organics into more and more of their line. So we want to celebrate companies that are taking those right steps as well. So let me introduce to you my partner in crime, Kevin Danaher, the executive co-producer of Green Festival, the co-founder of Global Exchange. You know, Green America and Global Exchange, Green America, Green Economy, Global Exchange, International Human Rights, together people and the planet. And it is just a joy to be working with my conspirator in social change, Kevin Danaher.
Thanks, Elisa. So my role here is limited because I'm giving a presentation up on another stage in a couple minutes, so I'm going to run. But I have the honor, the privilege, the personal, I really appreciate this because she's awesome. Melanie Nutter is the director of the San Francisco Department of the Environment. She directed Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi's office here. She was executive director of the San Francisco Democratic Party for 3 years. She has 16 years experience in nonprofit fundraising, events management, grassroots organizing, media relations. She worked for Greenbelt Alliance, public interest research groups, Green Corps, and as director of the San Francisco Department of the Environment, she has helped make this city #1 in the country as a green city. Melanie Nutter.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Green Festival. I'm here just to say hello and welcome and say a few words about what we're doing here in the city and county of San Francisco. As Kevin said, my name is Melanie Nutter, and I'm the director of the San Francisco Department of the Environment. We are a city agency that works to protect our environment, to create green jobs, and also to promote social equity. And in San Francisco, we put this mission into action by creating cutting-edge policies and easy-to-use programs to ensure that San Franciscans can be greener every day of the year. Just recently, as Kevin had mentioned, San Francisco received a great honor. We were named the #1 greenest city in North America by Siemens and the Economist Intelligence Unit, which, yes, is a wonderful, wonderful honor for the city and county of San Francisco. We were compared to 27 cities on 31 environmental indicators, and we came out on top. It took many years of hard work and political leadership to get to where we are today. And Lieutenant Governor Newsom was instrumental as mayor in pushing the envelope and taking risks that many other cities were not willing to take, even just a few years ago. And now that our city has broken down these barriers and have showed what's possible, whether it's banning plastic bags and styrofoam, striving towards zero waste here in our city, or becoming the electric vehicle capital of the US, our previous mayor did help to chart that course. And now, under the helm of our newly elected mayor, Mayor Ed Lee, we have no intention of slowing down on our environmental progress. There is still much to do to maintain our lead as the greenest city in North America and to show that we actually can be the greenest city, not just in North America, but in the world. That's what we're going for. So in the coming year, we'll be hard at work on many projects that include building our city's electric vehicle infrastructure, charting a course to ensure that San Francisco can be 100% renewably powered by 2020, tackling our zero waste goals, working to achieve zero waste by 2020, and greening our existing buildings with aggressive energy efficiency and renewable measures. So those are just a few of our environmental priorities that we'll be working on, and wanted to let you know that we have made great strides, but there's still a long way to go. So the city can set policy directions and create innovative programs, but without the participation of every resident and every business in San Francisco, we will not reach our ambitious goals of creating a more sustainable city for future generations. So a great way to get involved is through San Francisco Department of the Environment's Community Insight Project. This is a new effort that we launched to engage our community in a dialogue about how to make San Francisco the greenest city anywhere. So I'd encourage all of you to visit a website. It's ideas4sf.org. That's a website where you can go to that's managed by Department of the Environment to take ideas from the community about what you want to see on your street, in your home, in your community, in your city to make us even greener than we are now. I also would like to encourage you to visit the Department of the Environment table where there's volunteers who are also taking ideas, and we'll be posting those on the website.